What is going on? What is going on, my friend? Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Ozil here. Oh my God, let me see 1 second. Let me go ahead and just do a little couple things here. What's going on? Let me know how you're feeling today. What is your name? What is your number? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Boom. There it is. There it is. Let me go ahead and get it right. Come on, Ozil. Come on, man. It's Monday, but let's get it going. All right. What is going on, my friends? Ozil here of Pod Houston, Podcast Influence, and of Ozil Media. That's like the long, lengthy introduction here. I am excited to be here with you. I'm looking forward to just jumping into today's topic. And if you're coming in, I know some of you are going to be going in and out. If you do, just come in and say hello. And for a lot of you, you're going to be catching this on the replay. So if you catch this on the replay, please hashtag replay, comment, ask your questions. I will go back at the end of the day. And usually I'll go back on social media, probably like in the evening, like around 6 or 7. I'll go back and answer any questions or just comment with y'all. And go that way. Hold on 1 second, guys. Something's happening with my internet. What's happening here, y'all? Okay, cool. All right, so let me go ahead and jump right in today's topic. Happy month of May. May is finally here. Boom, there you go. Just want to make sure everything's working. May is finally here, and this is going to be a special month. I feel like I ended up like the end of April. I finished pretty strong. There was a lot of things that are happening and a lot of great opportunities. And then just building that momentum, building that momentum. What's going on? Hold on real quick, guys. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Facebook user, I don't know who this is because, the whole StreamYard permission thing. Let me know your name. I'm going to give you a big shout out for joining my live today. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your Monday morning is going. And again, thank you. I'm really grateful to have you guys. Have you? Oh, YP, what's up, man? Dude, are you supposed to be at work, man? What's going on? What's happening here? What's up, Brian? Brian Little, YFB Network, fellow insider, always representing. I know usually in and out, Brian, but always showing love. All right. So if you're watching this, guys, drop it in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how your Monday morning is going. My morning is going well. I am on grind time today, so I'm feeling really, really good. Okay, cool. Oh man, homesick with a stomach bug, dude. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I hope you get better. I'm so sorry to hear that. That was me a few weeks back. Did not feel good at all. So hope you feel better, my man. Facebook user, again, Facebook, I don't know your name, so I want to make sure that I address you properly for just showing up and for showing love. Who is this Facebook user? If you don't give StreamYard permission, I can't see your name on my end. So good morning, everybody. Listen, we got some people in the house. Thank you so much for showing up this morning. As I was saying before we pressed, or actually right into the intro, happy month of May. I'm really just pumped up about May. April finished strong. May, there's a lot of things happening, and I couldn't be more excited than really jumping into this month, going full force. Dorian and I, dude, Dorian, it's been a minute. All is good this Monday morning. Shout out to my boy Dorian. Brother, I missed you, man. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you and Jake, the dynamic duo over there. I miss you guys. Hopefully we get to see you at the next meetup in person, which will be June 7th at Heights Beer Garden. More on that later. So hopefully we get to see you, my man. Miss you guys. YB, yeah, this is better, my man. Oh, yes. Especially with the branding there. Look at that. Your favorite Blockhead podcast. Check it out. It's me, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I gave them permission. I don't know why it's not showing. It's all good, man. It happens, bro. You know how StreamYard works sometimes. But now that I know who you are, thank you, brother, for showing up, always supporting these live streams. So, as I was saying, I'm feeling really good, y'all. I'm really, really good about the month of May. There's a lot of things happening. May 10th will be our next virtual masterclass. Our next event will be June 4th. But we got a lot of really cool things that are cooking up. The Pod Houston team, if some of you already know, if you're part of the newsletter, we've added a new member, Bella, to the team, who's going to be helping us with just booking speakers, helping with just organizing the event. I love doing the event planning, but it's a little tough when you're trying to do this and then doing, coaching and doing all these other things. So we're expanding the Pod Houston team, and I couldn't be more excited than to have Bella join the crew. So a lot more to be coming very, very soon. So please stay tuned. All right, guys. So check this out. We are going to jump in today. Let me jump in. Are you ready to get in? Are you ready to win? All right, here we go. So, and again, I'm going to be looking through the chat. So if you guys want to comment, ask questions. And by the way, the Q&A last week was awesome. Like, I was considering doing it again this week because there was a few of you that asked me questions through the DMs after the live stream was over. And I promised you that I will be answering them at a future live stream. But for right now, we're going to be doing this particular topic because this has been in the cooker for quite some time, and I wanted to make sure that I share this, and then we'll go back to the Q&A. So I'm loving the Q&A. Again, if you have any questions, any comments, drop it in the chat. And once again, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And let's rock this live, guys. Let's do it. Let's do this. Are you ready? Let me know in the chat room. Are you ready? Are you ready? As I'm shaking up my protein shake here. Speaking of protein shakes, who actually do you guys enjoy drinking protein shakes? I want to know. Do you guys do protein shakes at all? Protein and water? Anybody? Yes? No? Let me know in the chat. So I've been back in the gym, and I don't know if you noticed. Oh, show the guns now. I've been back in the gym, and I'm just like in shredding season, right? I'm just trying to, shred a little bit. And I have a coach who's helping me out. Shout out to Joseph Mercy, who's been helping me out with, with just some nutrition, making some tweaks or whatnot. And I've been, back on the protein shake thing, and I'm just not a fan. Like, as much as I like it, I love like the protein shakes with like fruits, and I usually like almond milk. But this is like straight water and protein. It's just not that good. Do you guys like protein? If there's a protein powder that you guys recommend, let me know. I haven't found one that I actually liked. So this is just, I'm rocking with this today. All for the, for a good reason, right? We're trying to get healthy here. So sometimes we got to do this. We got to do these things. It's been a while. We're both, oh, cool. Jake. Shout out to Jake. Good seeing you, brother. I need to visit you guys at the coffee house, man. Reggie, I stay ready, so I won't have to get ready. Of course, Reggie, the growth advocate, growth times infinity. He would definitely be on that type of mindset. I love the message, Reggie. Good seeing you. Substitute a protein shake for a cold root beer any day. Dude, I wish I can drink a root beer. So one of the things that I've done recently is I just kind of got away from the sugar. So I'm not doing a lot of sugary drinks, which I wasn't doing a lot of sugary drinks, just with like my coffee every now and then, and some little other sugary drinks that I like to have, cocktails every now and then. But I am just taking a chill pill from all the sugary drinks, and root beer has a lot of sugar, man. Although I do love a good root beer. So shout out to you, Brian, on that. We're gonna have to have one at Podcast Movement together for sure. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, so podcast confidence, pod confidence, I'm gonna call it. How to develop more confidence behind the microphone. Often I get asked, especially with a lot of new podcasters, so a lot of you that are starting podcast, they'll ask, is it going to feel weird when you first get behind the mic? Absolutely. Are you going to like the way you sound the first time you listen to yourself on a podcast? Probably not. And it happens to a lot of us. Everybody who is getting into the podcasting world, anybody gets into like broadcasting or live entertainment. I remember I was going through this when I first heard myself in playback back in the music days. And I did not like the way I sounded back then. And it was very discouraging. And it took me a minute for me to develop my own podcast confidence, even when I got into the space. I'm still going through it even when I get in front of a camera. So when I create YouTube content, it still feels a little weird to me watching myself um, in post production. It's a little weird. So first and foremost, I want to put it out there, everybody, and let me know in the chat. Did you guys like the way you sound when you first listened to your podcast? Like, do you like the sound of your voice? Was it weird to you? Like, how were you able to develop your confidence when you first started? I'm curious. So put it in the chat room. And I feel like it's like two major things that happens to the individual who is trying to develop more confidence. Number one is more of the external reason, which is the fear of being judged, right? You're afraid to be judged. Your fear of what people may think. If you fumble a word, if you don't come off or come across as confident, if you don't bring the energy, maybe there's a fear of not knowing enough, or maybe of the subject matter, or for whatever reason it is. The number one reason why people are challenged to develop podcast confidence is the fear, again, of judgment, the fear of what other people may think. And that's a very, very common fear that a lot of new podcasters face. The second thing is more of the external reason, which is like they don't like the way they sound. They don't like the way that the voice of the sound of their voice. They don't like the way they come across. They feel like they don't have the confidence to be able to deliver the content in the way they feel they should. Right. And a lot of it comes with like, fear and anxiety and just imposter syndrome. And there's all these moving parts that get into your head, right? And you just start thinking, okay, I can't deliver this. I am not worthy. And then it's just a mindset thing. And Reggie, I know you're in here. I know you know me. I know you feel me on this, and the fact that a lot of people get in here and this is the game. So just know, if you're starting a new podcast, that it takes time for you to develop the confidence. Okay. And we're going to get into that in a bit because I do have some tips for y'all. All right, cool. Hold on one second. Somebody said I'd like some protein. I like some of the protein drinks. Okay, yeah, some of them are good. Some of them are good. Let me know which one you like. Brian here. Personally, I know I'm naturally nasal when I'm talking to the mic, but I practice with and heard my voice grow and mature my whole life thanks to side B of audio cassettes. I filled up as I grew up. Yes, 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 Brian. All to that. Yes to all of that. I love that, my man. Hold on one second. Cool. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a different voice, right? Sometimes, and we'll talk about that. I had a client a few months ago that also had like a nasally voice. And she was just like, I don't want to start this podcast because of my voice. And it took a few sessions just to unravel that mindset and to get her comfortable. And I was able to use some exercises to kind of help her overcome that and build that confidence. And now she's rocking and rolling. So shout out to Sarah on that, because she's been rocking and rolling on that. And if I have permission to share her episode, her podcast, she may pop in later, or she might DM me later, be like, yes, you can, because I'm so proud of her. She made some major progress on her podcast. So, but it happens. It definitely happens to a lot of us. Okay, so tip number one, here's a tip to develop confidence behind the mic, is practice recording and then delete afterwards. Okay, let me know in the chat, did you guys do that? I mean, and let me know, you might have already have done some of these exercises that I'm about to share with you. But one of the tips that I have for new podcasters is get into the practice of recording, and then knowing that that recording isn't going to go anywhere, that you can delete that afterwards. And I think that does a couple things. Number one, it gets you into the mind frame of actually recording and getting the feel for, okay, I'm going to record this podcast episode, but it's not going to go anywhere. And let me just practice, right? One of the things that scares a lot of podcasters is when they press record. They press record and they're like, oh, geez, oh my God, it's happening. It's real now. This podcast is real. I'm about to get judged. It happens to everybody. So I think the overcoming the fear of press and record, I think is step number one. And I always suggest just press record and go for it. Nobody has to listen to that episode ever, ever. Okay. You are in complete control. So practice recording, delete afterwards, and that will help you just kind of get more comfortable with the red button, the big shiny red button that pops up. All right. So that's tip number one. Number two is, just have a conversation. I think one of the things, again, we talked about earlier of a lot of podcasters, and let me know in the chat room if you dealt with this, is you want to, especially like for the interview-based podcast, you're interviewing a guest, but you are making sure like you're thinking, oh, is this the right question? And oh my God, they threw me a curveball and they went this direction and that wasn't part of my script. And where do I go with this? And and it happens a lot. I've actually seen even seen intermediate podcasters make this mistake where they have a script, right? And maybe the first two questions go as planned, and then the guest throws a curveball and gets really emotional, or they just go in a different direction. And the podcast host is like, what's happening? What? That wasn't part of the script, dude. And newsflash, that's part of podcasting, is having conversations. If you want to have candid conversations as a podcast host, you can't get caught up in the scripts. So again, I get a lot of new podcasters asking me all the time, Ozil, should I write a script? My advice is bullet points. Have 3 to 5 solid questions, maybe a couple in the back pocket, ready to go. But for the most part, a 30-minute interview is about maybe 5 questions. If you can sneak in more, amazing. But for the most part, because they're going to be doing a lot of the talking, and if you do a great job of asking the questions and maybe doing some follow-ups and kind of getting some clarity and focusing on the conversational piece and letting them speak and share, it'll be a good 30 minutes. But if you script everything to the T, you're not allowing the episode to breathe with great conversation. Context is king, but conversation is queen. And as a podcast host, you got to make sure that you allow your conversations to breathe, your episodes to breathe with good conversation. So that's very, very important. Okay. And so if you are an interview-based podcaster, just have a conversation. Imagine that you're chatting with your best friend across from you. Press record and just chat. As a matter of fact, I used to let my guests know when I was doing interviews, hey, listen, just treat this, because sometimes they get nervous. Like you're nervous, like going into it, but sometimes they're nervous because they may have never been on a podcast before, and they just don't know how to approach this interview. So just let them know, hey, listen, this is just a conversation. Let's just press record, conversation. Let's just flow with this to see where it goes. Okay. I got some comments here. Boom, 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 boom. Brian Little coming through, man. Hold on. Brian Little. But yes, there is a shell shock if you are just starting and you're not comfortable in your own mic skin. I love that, in your own mic skin. Look at that, man. We're coming up with terms today, Brian. Pod confidence, mic skin. I love it, bro. Love it. Yes, ghost rep. Ooh, that's another one, dude. Ghost reps, y'all. I'm gonna take all of this, Brian. I'm gonna borrow this. Ghost reps. Do the ghost reps. I know in music, they were called dummy tracks. We would do that as well. So dummy tracks, ghost reps. I love it. Very smart. And then yes, trade off interviews and interviewees. Yep, that's it, my man. Cool. So again, just have a conversation, guys, and just flow with it. Just have fun. All right. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, tip number 3. Here's a big one. And Brian, I think you're good at this as well. I think Brian, the insiders, you guys are crushing it. One of the big ones is just embrace your human side. So the way to develop your pod confidence is to simply embrace your so-called imperfections, the ums, the ahs, the so's, the pops. I do them all the time on my podcast. And in the beginning, it's gonna mess with you, and you're gonna want to go back and post and try to edit every single ums and ahs and fumbles and stutters or all of that. You're going to try to make sure that it's a perfect podcast episode. But I want to tell you something, my friend. Here, lean closer, lean closer. Come on, get it. Ready? Ready? This is it. This right here is. I'm gonna seal it. I'm gonna package it up, signed, sealed, and delivered. Out. Ready? Nobody cares. Newsflash. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the ums and the ahs and the fumbles. Nobody really cares. And if you embrace the human side, which makes podcasting so special, you'll alleviate the pressure of feeling like you need to deliver this perfect polished episode or delivery in order to get approval. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier, that many people are afraid to step in and lean into the mic, into their mic skin, as Brian put it, because they are fearful of other people's opinion. They're afraid to be judged. They're afraid to be laughed at, or have, what are people going to think? So you got to lean into that. Lean into that energy, and that's how you develop confidence, by simply saying, "Hey, listen, this is me, this is Brian, this is Reggie, this is Jake, this is Dorian, this is Ozil, this is Jesus. Here I am, world. Like me or not, I'm going to deliver the content the way I delivered. Why? Because there's power in personal. We talk about personal branding, and that's just basically the humanization of who you are. Like, it's just an extension of your voice, which is the reason why podcasting is so powerful. So lean into that. Like, embrace your weirdness, embrace your quirks, because the human side is what's going to make you a lot more appealing, a lot more attractive to your listeners. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen, y'all? Can I give it to me, y'all? Give it to me. Give it to me. Let's see. Hold on. Who we got here? Boom. Oh, Brian, you dropped this here. Brian's coming through, man. Yes, bullet points do not insult your listeners by reading to them or reading to the guests. I know, man. One of the things, I actually listened to a podcast that a friend of mine recommended because they wanted to get some feedback. And Brian, you would not, I mean, I was shocked. The interviewer literally was like it was reading word by word all the questions. Like, do you believe that this could be? And I'm like, what? What's happening? Like, what's happening? And completely missing the cues, by the way, and which is a big no-no. And we'll talk about like the art of the interview on some other live, but this is a big one. So yeah, just use bullet points and allow the conversation to breathe, and make it special. There's the magic moments in the conversation that happen that are not scripted at all. So that's that. Boom, boom. And then Brian, the ones who judge don't have a podcast, just saying validity for someone getting a speck out of my eye. If there's a flake in theirs. I love that, dude. I love that. Absolutely. It's actually very common in the you see it in podcasts, but you don't see it as much as on YouTube. It's brutal. Like, you guys know, like, if you go to YouTube, some of the popular YouTube channels, they, I mean, face like criticism. I mean, people, I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way your eye, looks or whatever. I don't like the clothes you're wearing. I don't like the way you talk. I mean, they are brutal. What is it? Keyboard warriors? Is that what they call them? Keyboard warriors. They're real, especially on YouTube. And I haven't gotten any on YouTube. Actually, I did. I've gotten a couple on YouTube, which said that, you haven't made it unless you get some haters. On podcasts, I think I got one bad review. It was a hater, and they were just saying something. It just didn't even make any sense at all. Like, I'm all about constructive criticism, but you got to like give me something. And you see them on Amazon, like people who leave reviews on books. People are really, really mean out there on social media. So just know that you're not for everybody. And I think that's a lesson that we've all talked about. Know that your podcast is not for everybody. Not everybody is going to like the way you speak. Not everybody's going to like the way you convey and deliver the message. I always say thank you, but there are other people out there you can listen to. But thank you for taking the time to comment and to leave me a bad review, because apparently I poked something something in you to take time and invest to hate on me. So carry on, haters, carry on. But yeah, it happens a lot, Brian. And you're right. A lot of the people out there who are going to criticize you really are not doing anything productive. I mean, let's be real, right? The haters don't really do anything special. They don't produce. You know, they just produce negativity. That's all. That's all. Haters, haters. All right, cool. So tip number 4 is getting your zone. I'm in the zone. Getting your zone. What do I mean about getting in your zone? What are you talking about, Ozil? Well, what I do is, believe it or not, actually, I'll do some push-ups. I'll get in the zone by just doing some push-ups. I'll listen to some music. Like if I'm going to deliver a message that has some type of frequency to it, I'll listen to music to kind of get me in the mood. I'll listen to some hip hop, maybe some rock, and I'll just get into that mode where I need to prime my mind. I always say, I actually wrote this down: prime your mind with music and shine. There you go. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be like something I'm going to use later, but I like it. I mean, it's the MC in me. Prime your mind with music and shine. Like prime your mind with music, just like get in that groove, and then just shine. Press record and shine. Do your thing. So that's what I'm talking about. So another thing that I do to kind of prime myself to get in the zone is I'll do some breathing exercises. And I did this with my client recently, where before we press record, we'll do some breathing exercises to kind of, again, to prime the mind, just to get her ready. And it really helped her because before you press and record, you want to make sure everything's right. And then it's just people get nervous. I actually get a little nervous every now and then, believe it or not, especially like if it's a topic that's heavy. I'll get a little nervous. I have like a little bit of the jitters, like I'm going on stage or something. It happens. So the way I combat that is just through breathing exercises. So just breathe, get you ready, get your mind right, listen to some music, do some push-ups, do some yoga, get into that mind frame. It's showtime. And I'm ready to deliver 150% to my audience. And that's what I do. Boom, 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 boom. Reggie in the house. What's up, Reggie? Insiders in the house. Them internet thugs. Yes. Internet thugs, man. That's all they are. They got a lot of names. The internet thugs are something else. Don't have anything else better than to put out the negativity. Yeah, it's unfortunate, Reggie. It's really, really unfortunate, but they're out there. They're out there in the online space, and they're brutal. And I think, especially being we're content creators, we have to kind of develop, part of developing this confidence is developing thick skin and knowing that, people may not like you, and they will share, and they will comment, and they'll let you have it if they can, so it's just, we got to develop that thick skin, that mic skin, as Brian put it, for podcasters. Important. Catchy, Ozzy. I mean, I try, dude. Brian, I try every now and then. I try to rhyme every now and then. Good morning. Hello, good morning. I don't know who you are, so put your name in the chat room because I would like to give you a shout out. But good morning to you. Thank you for joining. What was it, Brian? Gargle, look at bullet points and hit the YV accelerator. Love it. That's it. That's all you got to do, y'all. Gargle, clear it out. Get your throat right. Yeah, prime your throat. Because it ain't no joke. No, I'm just kidding. That was cheesy. All right, so Gargle, look at the bullet points. Yeah, just review. That's a good one. Review your bullet points and then hit that YFB accelerator, whatever it is. All right, you got to go for it. And you actually brought something out right now, Brian, in me by making that comment where you just broke down right there. Preparation, right? You got to prepare. And that's how you develop confidence. I think when you go into the game, when you go into the podcasting world and you're about to press record and you're not prepared, you don't have your notes, you haven't gargled, you haven't gotten your exercise, you haven't gotten into that game mode, then you're going to struggle. You're going to be challenged by a lot of things, and you're going to allow fear and anxiety to come in and kick your flow. So it's important for you to prep. The more you prep, the more confidence you'll be behind the mic. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that, Brian. So true. Reggie, Reggie dropping in. Prayer and music puts me in the zone. Dude, yes, yes. What do you listen to, Reggie? What you got, man? What do you listen to? I love the prayer part. I love it. Amen. Everybody has a way to get ready, and I think that's what I'm trying to say here, along with what Brian was saying is having preparation, have a pregame strategy, but just get that going. I think that really helps me and has helped a lot of my clients overcome this fear of not having enough confidence behind the microphone. Is just having that pregame ritual, that athletes have and we as podcasters should embrace as well. So that's that. And then the final tip, my friends, y'all already know. Y'all already know. I mean, at the end of the day, the way you develop more confidence is by putting in the reps. Practice, practice, practice. The more episodes you put out, the more recordings without publishing you put out, the more you show up and the more you're prepared, the more confident you will be. In the beginning, new podcasters, you will not be confident at all. It'll be scary. It'll be daunting. There'll be moments where you're going to want to quit. There are going to be moments where you're like, oh my God, that episode, I just butchered it. It was horrible. But just know that it's you, not them. Like, we're not looking at all of that. Like, we just want good content. We want you to show up as who you are. We want you to bring great energy. And that's another thing too, is bringing great energy. Here's a bonus tip. Just thought about this. When you press record, smile. Like, smile before you press. I know it sounds a little weird, but I'm telling you, like, show up. Just get behind the mic and I know there may not be anybody in front of you. It's just you and this mic. But this mic is just like, it's your friend. This is going to help you. This is the bridge between you and your people. And before you cross this bridge, before you go in here, you go deep in here, smile, 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 and just deliver it. Speak from the soul. I always say, all you need to start a podcast is a microphone and your truth. That's it. That's all it is. And then everything else, all the other like nuances and the energy and the confidence and all that comes with time, comes with practicing. Practice, 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 practice. And as you know, the more you show up and practice, the better you will become. It happens in sports. The greatest athletes understand that the game is won during rehearsal and practice. Showing up for the game is the easy part. So all the blood, sweat, and tears is in practice. And I think the same principle applies to podcasting, is that the more you chop it up, the more you get in here, the better you will be. Went on a little rant there, but here we go. Boom. Reggie, I'm usually listening to some 80s music or 90s hip hop. I'm with that. I'm okay. 80s music, huh? What do you listen to 80s, man? What kind of 80s music? I like it though, Reggie. Yeah, practice makes permanent, not perfect. Ooh, I like that, Reggie. That's a great quote. Guys, I love that one. Practice makes permanent, not perfect. Right. I love that. I love that. Love, love, love that, Reggie. Yes, 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 indeed. So, excuse me. That is 5 tips, guys. And you guys really chimed in. You guys brought the fire on this one. I appreciate it. Confidence is something that it's going to take some time. It's going to help you become a better podcaster. And we talk about, bringing good energy. And if you don't get over the mindset, if you don't get over the this idea that really nobody cares, that you're not going to be liked by some people, that you're just going to go there and just speak your truth and you're just there to serve your audience, you're going to win in podcasting. And I think that I want to share that message to you because it's super vital to your podcasting journey. And even if you don't feel like you're confident, even just do some role playing or maybe do some recordings with your friends. Just practice, just get better and better, asking questions, get better at just being comfortable and just flowing. I talked about this before in previous live streams, even like this live stream um, thing that I've been doing for the past few weeks. Like, it's been fun for me. Like, this is really like helping me improv and helping me just vibe and just press the record and going. Whether 1,000 people show up or 2 people show up or 10 people show up, it's just the practice of getting into it. And I've seen this with Brian. I've seen this with you, Reggie. I've seen it with a lot of insiders. I saw this with Jesse when he was on Twitch a couple of nights ago, and I checked out his Twitch, and I just loved it. Like, he was just having fun and just showing up, and all that practice is just part of brand building, but that's also part of confidence building and just getting into the mind frame of just showing up regardless. And I love that. That is the game. Boom. Oh, what's going on, Lydia of the Oneness Junkie, my friends? Good to see you. Oneness Junkie, Lydia. I was really scared, and just like you said, I just did it, and with time, I got more comfortable doing it. So true. Just get started, and it will come. Yeah, so Lydia and I had the honor, privilege of working with Lydia on her podcast, The Oneness Junkie. Good, so good to see you, Lydia. And I remember Lydia having those conversations with you in as far as like asking questions and just, being confident behind the microphone. And I remember the first time I listened to you, I'm like, you got this. Like, you got this. I feel like there was a little bit of timidness, and it happens. Like, you were a little timid in the beginning, but man, you really brought it. Like, now listening to your podcast, it is amazing. So highly recommend, guys. Oneness Junkie, solid podcast. And Lydia, again, is just an example of someone who didn't really have a lot. I mean, she comes from a marketing background, so it's not like she was a complete stranger to speak in front of people. But, as far as podcasting, it was the first time doing a podcast. And again, for a lot of us who are jumping into podcasting for the first time, yeah, there's a skill set. There's a certain level of confidence that needs to be brought behind the mic to really deliver great content. And now Lydia is crushing it. So just like you said, Lydia, you were scared. Like, you were real. You were just like, hey, listen, I'm not really comfortable with this. But what happened? You invested time and energy into the podcast. You showed up. You kept on practicing. And now, I don't know how many episodes you got in, Lydia. Let me know. But you're crushing your podcast, and I'm so proud of you. So again, Lydia is one of those clients of mine that showed up and is doing her thing. So proud of you, Lydia. Awesome. Love it. I think that's pretty much it, guys, as far as the tips that I have. Hopefully, this brought some value to you and gave you some confidence. Speaking of confidence, gave you some confidence in just building, your podcast platform. Know that it takes time, and if you need to reach out and want to get feedback, or you need to kind of do some role playing, I'll be more than happy to jump on a Zoom call to help you with that. So definitely just shoot me a DM or email me at ozilmedia11@gmail.com, and I would be more than happy to help you. So yes. Kaboom. What up? Lydia, over 1,000 already? What? Lydia, what? Over 1,000 in 6 months? Jesus. Look at Lydia. I wish I had one of those little a roadcaster right now. I'll give you the applause right now. Amazing. Oneness Junkie. Congratulations. Props to you. Kaboom. Yes, Brian. We did it, my man. I hope you feel better, brother. I really do. And it was so great to see you in this chat. I know normally you're out there in the trenches, but I'm glad that you joined me today. Hope you feel better. Appreciate you. All right, guys, here's a few things that are happening before we close out. Once again, May 10th, Demystifying Web3 and Podcasting 2.0 with Jennifer Navarrete. Really excited about this masterclass. So please, somebody was having trouble trying to register for the Eventbrite. If you're having any issues, let me know. Just DM me or email me, and I will send you the direct link. So I actually got a couple of people that were saying they were having trouble. It might be like an Eventbrite back-end issue that's happening, but let me know. But that's going to be May 10th. It's going to be really, really interesting. I'm excited about this one. And then the next big announcement, of course, as I mentioned, June 7th. So if you are in Houston area, please come out to Heights Beer Garden. We have a flyer and Eventbrite set up for that as well. I'll be sharing it in the Pod Houston group. And if you have joined the newsletter, you'll get access to that. But Pod Houston is collaborating with Podcast Movement, in-person networking event. We're really excited about that. That's our first Pod Houston event, and it's going to be networking style, which I feel like it's going to be a great opportunity for us to kind of get back, meet everybody, see all the new faces, see all the old faces, and just, have a cocktail or a root beer, or a cocktail of your choice, and just vibe with all the other Pod Houston members as well. And of course, meet the guys at Podcast Movement. It's going to be really cool. Podcast Movement is the biggest podcasting conference. So we're honored to have Dan and Jared join us for this networking event. Really, really excited about that. And then what else is happening? Oh, yeah. If any of you are interested, check this out. So this weekend, I'm going to be in Austin. I'm leaving Thursday. From Thursday to Friday. It's a 2-day event. Shout out to Ever Gonzalez and Ariel. They are the founders of Outliers Podcast Fest. And there's the website. So go check it out. I will be in Austin for a couple days. I'm excited. It's a small venue type of podcast festival. I'm really looking forward to connecting with podcasters out there. We're going to have Todd Cochran of Blueberry, Buzzsprout, some of the guys at Squadcast. So I'm excited to meet them in person. Dan Franks, the Podcast Movement. So we're going to have some pretty heavy hitters in the podcasting world there May 5th through the 6th. It's going to be at Native Hostel is the name of the venue. I've never been there, but it looks pretty cool. And I'm really excited. So I'll be taking a lot of pictures, maybe do a live. I'm going to see if I can bring my podcast gear so I can do some podcast recordings there as well. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go in there just as a student to learn, and also just, taking some notes because, we got something brewing for Pod Houston next year. And I'm just really now deep in the trenches of figuring out all the logistics of putting on a conference and bigger events, because we got some big plans coming up soon. So May 5th through the 6th, Outliers Podcast Fest. If you go there, hit me up. Maybe we can do a meetup and connect there. So that is the week ahead. That is it, guys. What is up? Okay, here we go. Hold on 1 second. Somebody drop me a comment. Who is this? On a different... Oh, is this on LinkedIn? Okay, never mind. Boom. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. Okay, guys. So enjoy your Monday. I hope you got some value out of this. Great to see everybody here. If you came in and joined in on the conversation, thank you so much. If you catch this on the replay, #replay, comment, ask questions. And also, guys, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start something new. I need your help. Don't leave just yet. If you would like to support these live streams, obviously I love doing this, and I want this to grow. I want to make a more of a positive impact to podcasters, to content creators that are interested in podcasting, for business owners that are looking to get into podcasting. Be sure to tag a friend on social media, whether you invite them to the Pod Houston group or you tag them down below, or you tag them. It's also on the Podcast Influence YouTube channel and also my Ozeal business page. So if you're catching this on the Ozeal business page, tag a friend, invite them in, let them know that every Monday we're going to go live. And each week you share and tag when we go live. I'm going to add your name to a drawing. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to do a really fun giveaway. This is just my way of just trying something different and, of course, growing the movement. But we can't grow the movement without your help. So if it brought you any value, please just invite your friends, again, who are getting into the podcasting space. Would like to grow this movement and get them involved. So if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Actually, it starts today. So if you tag, even on the replay, you tag somebody, I'm going to put your name in a drawing, and we're going to have something special for you at the end of the month, which I'm really excited about. So that's it. Huge favor. Thank you so much, guys. It's been fun. Have a great week. I don't think I have anybody dropping a chat. No, nobody chat. Okay. Um, have a great week, insiders. I'll see you very soon, May 10th. Really excited. And thank you guys for tuning in on this Monday morning. Love you, love you, love you. And thanks again for supporting all that we do here at Pod Houston in Podcast Influence Academy. Till next time, my friends, peace, one love, and podcast on. Do your thing. Got this. Got it. Confidence.